What does, and don't help anybody because we want to see how much she knows. What does YOLO mean?
YOLO.
What do you think it means?
It's an icon on the text messaging.
No?
Yeah. No? Okay.
No.
All right.
You only live once.
Oh,
YOLO.
okay.
Yeah.
I knew that.
So, millennials were born between 1982 and 2004. These are people who will never know the joy of using an end of a pencil to dial the phone. You remember that? You would actually... I just read an article about millennials. It said that schools are removing old analog clocks from classrooms because millennials can't read them. What, the clock?
In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
Computers were invented and assembled long before any of us or our parents were born. The earliest computer I remember is when the majority of people were using Windows 7 on July 22nd, 2009. Before portable laptops, there were immovable desktops.
By studying generations, we can get an idea of how growing up now as a child or a teen is different from it was for, say, the Gen Xers growing up in the 80s or the Boomers growing up in the 1960s.
Define Gen Z as those born between 1995 and 2012.
1995 just happens to be the year the internet was commercialized, so that also captures the generation of people who were born after the internet existed, who don't know a world without the internet. Compared to previous generations, they spend a lot more time communicating with their friends electronically, and they also spend less time hanging out with their friends in person.
In my generation, we're truly digital natives. We've really only known a world where our phones are smart.
I'm not entirely convinced that iGen's skill with social media is going to be a complete positive. It's also linked to depression and anxiety and unhappiness, especially for people who are spending too much time on social media, who are comparing themselves to others too much.
You know, people always talk about taking digital detoxes and stepping away for a little bit, and I don't know if it's necessarily cutting out the phone for a month at a time, but understanding that it's okay to put down your phone for a couple hours, don't have it at the dinner table, try not to be on your phone right before bed. There's just time and a place for everything, and I think understanding that is really important.
Stereotypically, the younger generations are credited with having the most knowledge regarding technology and computers. The biggest cultural misunderstanding stems from the overuse of technology from children and their lack of stimulation from outside stimuli in nature. It is also believed that too much time spent in front of a television, computer, or phone leads to digressing social skills.
Year 1820. A person could expect to live 35 years, 94% of the global population lived in extreme poverty, and less than 20% of the population was literate. Today, human life expectancy is over 70 years, and 80% of the population is literate. These improvements are due mainly to advances in technology, beginning in the industrial age and continuing today in the information age.
One of our traits that is very upfront with my generation is that we're very, very realistic. At a young age, we were thrown into a world that you could say wasn't the prettiest. We grew up amongst the 2009 recession after 9/11, and our parents didn't tell us we could necessarily be whatever we wanted. They told us that it's a hard world out there. You're going to have to work your butt off, and if you're not willing to, there's plenty of others that will.